Welcome back to Let's Play Higurashi Onikakushi. What is this? I think this is a fourth recording session now for this. And each time, freaking go back to the main menu, start recording. I was just listening to the original Higurashi soundtrack just now. And it's just I remember now. It's this version doesn't actually have the original soundtrack. I remember Manga Gamer getting the original soundtrack in, but I think it was only on the answer arcs, if I recall. So the question arcs, this being one of them, has a soundtrack that I don't even know what the hell to really call it. An improvised one? I don't know. Maybe they got public domain music, or maybe they made their own for it. I have no idea. But it's makes sense really, because I remember going through the question arcs years ago, and the music is exactly like it is essentially. It's not the actual proper soundtrack from the actual novels. It's kind of improvised because they couldn't get the rights for it and all that. But they did on the answer arcs for some reason, and they haven't got the answer arcs out anymore, so they have to they're obviously going to update it and eventually re-release it. Hopefully they'll have the soundtrack there as well. Because the soundtrack that is in the question arcs here isn't bad. Some of it's actually kind of nice, but there are some tracks that just don't fit. But anyways. What do you think of the novel so far? You know, it's 3 PM, so if there's any voice acting I need to do that's loud, we don't have that whole problem where I'm freaking up late at night recording. My sleeping pattern was shit the past few days. It's now I've got my sleeping pattern where I wake up in the mornings. For the past 2 days, previous 2 days, I'd freaking fall asleep around about freaking time I upload, so I end up freaking fall asleep, waking up in early morning, and I'll be oh shit, I forgot to upload. Such a pain in the ass. It's the complete opposite how it usually is. Anyway, after arriving home, I quickly made preparations to head out once again. I had agreed to meet Rena to dig Colonel Sanders out of that mountain of treasure from before. There we have work gloves. I need towels too. I'm putting the shed out back. The towels are by the sink. Alright, now I was all ready. Looking at me, my mum said quizzically, "What's going on, Keiichi? Where are you headed to in that getup?" "If they come to dump again illegally, he'll be buried completely and it'll be impossible to dig him out. And if that happens, Rena will undoubtedly go after the Colonel Sanders in front of the fried chicken place in town. A bit of excavating, so my classmate doesn't become a criminal." "Well, don't be out too late." Mum returned to the kitchen with a puzzled expression still on her face. Not even going to ask questions on that, is she? Okay, whatever. Cutting through the woods is a shortcut to the dam, so I ran into someone. Oh, I was just thinking, is there gonna be him? And it is. It was Tomitake-san. Probably taking pictures of wild birds again with that precious camera of his. It couldn't be that all he... It couldn't be that all he took pictures of was handsome young men at Twilight. Hey, long time no see. Keiichi-kun, right? My dear regards. Don't say it too sarcastically now. I expelled the rude imagery from my head and greeted him without inciting anything. By the way, was that girl an acquaintance of yours? I don't know why I've given him this voice, honestly. He was probably talking about Rena. I'm guessing by the way Tomitake-san was shaken up. What was that all about? She was walking around with an axe, and she was laughing with a huge smile across her face. That was Rena without a doubt. It was probably because she could take it home today, and so she couldn't hide her excitement. I hid myself because I thought it might be dangerous. Shall I call the cops to be safe? Well, it certainly would be quite a spectacle for a girl of her age to be roaming around with an axe. Tomitake-san's reaction was the epitome of logical. It's fine, it's fine. Just leave her be. She's just wandering around looking for more victims. Tomitake-san was alarmed by my crass response. Did he not learn from last time, or maybe he's doing that purposely? It's like, if I make another joke with bad taste there, like a dark joke, maybe he'll give more information. Well, it's probably hard for normal people to understand, Rena. I'll just toss a bunch of BS out there. If you were to be killed out here, she'd probably be the one to do it. Try not to snoop too much around here. With a condescending smirk, I started off in the direction of the dam site where Rena was waiting. Before I got too far, Tomitake-san abruptly called out to me. Keiichi-kun, is that meant to be a warning for an outsider like me? I didn't mean that seriously. I did try to make it obvious, but... I'll try my best to be careful. Leaving only those words behind, Tomitake-san turned around and left. I didn't really mean to call him an outsider. I wasn't really implying anything when I said that. It was only meant to be a joke, but it felt like I'd said something bad. Yeah, know the type of people you're talking to when making these jokes, man. You wouldn't go up to someone you barely even know and make a joke like that. Well, he would, because he technically has done that twice now.
Keiichi-kun, I was waiting for you. Let's try our best today.
I understood what Tomitake-san was trying to say. Somebody gallivanting about while waving an axe around certainly would seem dangerous. Yeah, just a bit. You should cover the axe with something when you have it in public. It's not good to carry it around in the open like that. Can you imagine if they didn't live in a rural area? Just like goes around the freaking town center. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna dig out Colonel Sanders with his axe. And he's like, arrest her, arrest her. Like, what? I didn't do anything wrong. I'm just going to get to Colonel Sanders. It seems that I lost it, so there isn't one. Thinking about it, there really was no need to try to keep up appearances. Everyone in Higurashi probably already knew about Rena's eccentricities. She's probably the only person who could carry an axe around Higurashi and not be considered suspicious. Ah well, let's finish this today. If we bust through this last beam, we should be able to pull him out. I've got everything I need. Leave it to me.
Okay.
I took the axe from Rena and made my way up the unstable slope. Well, that's a bit dangerous, isn't it?
Let's wait, Colonel Sanders. Keiichi-kun will save you. Star.
Alright, get back. I'll finish this in one go! A solid whack rang throughout Higurashi, as if the job was being done by a lumberjack. Keiichi's a lumberjack and he's okay. Which I forget how the song goes. Besides, I'd probably just improvise the lyrics to fit the character a bit more.
How is it? I think you can do it. If it looks too hard, you don't have to strain yourself.
If I can break through this, then we'll be good. I have plenty of power today. I can do it. You know, it's like tracks like this. Going back to the fact that I don't think this uses any tracks from the original novel itself. Maybe, I don't think. It's just like it fits the atmosphere, doesn't it? But there are some tracks, if it is the ones I'm remembering correctly, there's like at least one or two tracks that I remember being really kind of a bit chaotic and just kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. It's just like it didn't fit the mood, essentially. But this fits the mood perfectly, and that ominous music it plays and stuff. So if it isn't even from the original soundtrack, I think they did a fairly decent job at, actually substituting it. But I don't know, but this anniversary was more formidable than I expected. Anniversary. First of all, I'd never used an axe before. During a school camping trip, I had wanted to split the wood, but I lost that rock, paper, scissors and wasn't able to do it. Because the spot where I was standing was so unstable, I soon became tired. I decided to take a break. Rena had already spread at the top and lay down some tea and sweets. Ah, yeah, I remember this scene. I've seen the anime as well. I'm not sure if I've mentioned that at all in this LP so far. I can't remember what I think I actually read the novels before I watched the anime. And just picturing this scene in the anime version. It's pretty amusing. A bit over the top, but you know, that's kind of to be expected. I'm fine, I'm almost there. I'll make sure Rena can give Colonel Sanders a goodnight kiss tonight.
Yeah, thanks. Giving Colonel Sanders a goodnight kiss. Oh.
Only Rena would say something like that. Come to think of it, Rena, you're a transfer student too, right? Where did you live before? I asked her nonchalantly while drinking tea. I had thought she'd lived here all her life.
In Kanto. It wasn't as rural as it is out here, but it was still out in the countryside.
Why did you move here? To Iniwasawa, I mean. What's up with that? You know, you have that to, indicate speech, but you have it at the end as well. But it's not there. I mean, it's there, but it's like her sentence didn't get finished there. I notice that sometimes with writing. Maybe, I don't know. It just confuses me. It's just I'm always kind of whenever I'm writing, I'm just really overly thinking about my grammar and shit. While most people are just don't care about typos or anything. Just they'll know what it means anyway. But I'm just because I've gotten so fussy with that, it's just stuff like that bugs me now. It's like a grammar Nazi kind of thing there, isn't it? Just whenever I see someone using your, it's just oh, that's so typical, isn't it? You're using the wrong version. I've never actually corrected anyone, obviously. I don't freaking comment on most things. Just but this, that's a weird thing with your, isn't it? And it sounds the same, but it can mean more than one thing, really. It's your, it could be you are, or it could be your as in. Well, actually, I just think of an example which would actually be yours. Would be oh, this is yours. Just how was your day? And then there was, you're having a shit day, or something like that. You know, there's different meanings, and there's not just one word, and it just sounds the same, and it's ridiculous. Even Japanese, which, speaking of which, the dictionary for the word of the day. But it's the same with Japanese, there's words that bloody sound the same, it all comes down to the context, and then there's words that are written out the same, if you write it out in hiragana and katakana, which is why kanji characters have different, look to them to give, a different word that pretty much uses the same syllables. What shall we go for in this dictionary? Actually, let's think of something here. Something let's actually look for a word that'll fit something here. Actually, damn, has it got damn in here? Damn. No, it doesn't actually. Well, what else? How about excavation? You might actually have it in there, but it's this dictionary has a Japanese side and an English side. So we'll have words in English appear first near the back, the second section of the dictionary. Combined right after that will follow with the Japanese. Well, it's the first half of the book. The dictionary has it in the opposite way, so it's kind of hard to find words in alphabetical order because they're in alphabetical order in the Japanese, essentially. Japanese. What was I looking for? Excavate. not sure if it's even in here, actually. Trying to think of a word. Ask her, I'll just look for a random word here instead. Today's word shall be... God damn, why is it so hard for me to just pick out a damn word? There's many words here. It's just like, I'm trying to look for a word that I could probably pronounce without butchering the pronunciation too much. Because these are words, a lot of these words I haven't actually, I don't actually know them. I'm just deciphering them from the hiragana and katakana characters. Miroku. I'm not sure if probably got pronunciation wrong in that. But noun, attractiveness, why not? Why did you move here, Keiichi? This is pretty far out in the boonies.
Why did you move here? Does it have to do with your dad's work?
Dad said he wanted to move out to a studio. He'd been saying for a while that somewhere deep in the mountains like this would be perfect.
Studio? Is he a foreign artist or something?
He paints scenery. Seems that twice a year he opens a gallery for the stuff he does. When he started, his works were displayed in an industry plaza in Tokyo. But now they're exhibited in the Makuhari... He's determined to have them displayed in the Waterfront International Exhibition Hall.
That's amazing! Let me see them next time.
I was too embarrassed to tell her that I didn't really know what kind of pictures my father painted. Well, eventually I would. I picked myself up while giving some vague answers.
But you transferred in the middle of the semester, didn't you? Wasn't that a hassle?
Not really. I was getting bored of the city anyway. I was trying to get answers from Rena, but I ended up being the one giving out all the answers. With a bit of a wry smile on my face, I grabbed the handle of the axe and headed back to the worksite. You mean to the worksite? The air grew colder as the sun slowly set. The Higurashi began their song as if to tell me to stop and head home for the day. Screw it, let's have another word. How about song? What is song in Japanese? It'd be funny if it was just song, but that wouldn't make sense. Doesn't fit the syllables. Song, song, song. I forget, is that an uta? It's like, I'm used to seeing this freaking character a lot, but it's like, I just don't really see it that often at the start of a word. It's usually just accompanied, like, Ryo, for example, it'll have that at the end. So I just, like, assume it's a U, but it's actually U, if I recall. Uta or Utah. See what I mean? It's actually, it's gotta be a word in here that I can recognize with that at the start. Give me, like, some idea how that freaking thing's pronounced. Yeah, it must be actually, now that I think about it, because I think Wales actually begins with that as well in Japanese, where it's like a Wales or something like that. So yeah, that probably is an yeah, like rabbit, for example, that's one I recognize. Usagi. So it's an so it would be uta, so like that for song. Anyways, blah blah, tell me to open head home for today. Just a bit more today. What I did when I first started a channel with playing the world, but now I didn't have that luxury. Ha! You little... Damn it! I had swung the axe countless times today, just like this. Contact. Shards of wood splintered. Yes, Silas butchered the victims' bodies with hatchets and pickaxes. I recall that. Oh wait, he's not saying out loud. He's just like thinking of that quote. I recall that passage from the tabloid. One hit with something like this would smash someone's head in. Axes and pickaxes are not meant to be swung at people, ever. No shit. With one last swing, the beam cracked apart. The weight I put behind the axe not only split through the beam, but smashed the statue's shoulder as well. The arm came off with a sickening sound. It clattered down noisily, stopping at my feet. Well, shit.
What's the matter? Are you hurt?
Sorry. The figure's arm. I broke it off. Colonel Sanders is in need of, what would you call the procedure of reattaching someone's arm?
Oh, that's all. I thought Keiichi hurt himself.
I probably had a really guilty look on my face. Rena said that we had a hint of dismay as she smiled.
We just need to tape it back on and put a coat over him. Nobody will ever even notice.
I see. Let's pull him out then. Can you get that side?
Okay.
Seems they haven't been able to find all the arms, you see. I laughed dryly at how pathetic I was for considering the arm flopping down and rolling to my feet to be such a bad omen. Both Rena and Mion knew how sickening that instant was, so they pretended that they didn't know. I'd looked it up all by myself, and shamefully enough, I was scared. You're pathetic, Keiichi, my bara. All right, Rena, let's do this in one go. Ready, and...
Well, we did it, Keiichi-kun. Yay!
For the right time to give 3 cheers. That moment of 2 days of work bearing fruit. He who was brought to Hinamizawa covered in filth to meet his end, instead we were able to welcome him back. You're pretty lucky, Colonel Sanders. Your new master is a pretty decent person.
Wow, Colonel Sanders, he really is cute.
It didn't matter that he was dirty. Rena nuzzled him cheerfully with her cheek. I was dead tired, but seeing Rena's happy face made it all worth it. I'll help you carry it back. It'd be bad if it gets dark.
Yeah, right. I really want to thank you, Keiichi-kun. I won't forget this.
Think real hard about what you'll do to repay me, okay?
Oh, I wonder what kind of repayment. I wonder...
For now, I just hold back my evil cackle. We were ready to take it to her house, but we couldn't go like this. We rolled the statue up on the top and lifted him. And so Jack and Jill went down the hill carrying a human-sized bag and an unshaped axe. That's not how the story goes. Actually, isn't Jack and Jill like the actual original, like... What would it be called? Would it be called a fairy tale? Or would it be called something else? Either way it goes, it's like, doesn't it have darker, kind of, like the original one's darker? That's the thing, isn't it? Look at, like, Brothers Grimm, I think, they did, like, versions of, like, all these fairy tales and all that. And you just, like, see all that, you just, like, think, what the fuck were people thinking back then? It's like, I've got a good idea. Let's tell stories to our children that are absolutely horrifying, but with a moral behind it all, nonetheless. And that will be an excuse enough to tell them these really kind of fucked up stories. It's just like, it'd be like the equivalent of just like, okay, so, here's the story, right? There once was a man who didn't pay his bills. And so, the man who owns pay the rent, essentially. And the man who owns the building sent a bunch of men to smash his head in. And so, on top of having to pay the bills, he now had hospital bills to pay. And he learned a valuable lesson that day. Pay your bills or you will get fucked. In a bad way. It's like, that's a stupid story. Just like, what moral is that? Just like, pay your bills on time. Just like, but what if you can't? Well, you're fucked. Just like, that's the moral. If he saw us here and took a picture, we'll need to get rid of him. You fucking serious? LOL! I highly doubt that this was in the original. It's probably just him going like, haha, or something like that. You know, just a laugh. Or maybe even would say just a laugh, I don't know. But LOL? How old are these novels anyway? Was that even a thing back then? Is that meant to be a warning for an outsider like me? Something struck me as odd about the word Tomitake said, and that, unable to grasp my sense of humor, had left behind. Higurashi when they cry. You have received new tips. What kind of name is Rena? I don't know. I guess we're gonna find out. That should have been new tips. Now we see all these ones. We got all these tips. You notice Ren is the only one who moves in these right here. Consistent with that. You know, when I was listening to the soundtrack as well, like, there were clearly tracks that have this kind of feel, so I can see why they used this track, I guess. Because it kind of fits the kind of laid-back, goofier, kind of, you know, less tense type of scenes, obviously. Well, they're not even tense in the slightest way.
Rena's not here. Do you know where she is, Keiichi?
Huh? She was just there, actually. Hey, Mion, where did Rena go?
Rena? Didn't she go to the bathroom? She did say that she'd been having bowel troubles lately.
I hadn't heard anything about that. Sudoku, do you know where Rena went?
Rena, you say? I just passed her in the hallway. Rena has class duties today, so she's off to water the flower bed.
Oh yeah, I remember this.
I was Rena's turn for class duty. That's very much appreciated.
Rena. Upon hearing it repeated, the thought came to mind. It's weird to say this about someone's name, but it was a weird name. It was like some foreigner's name. Is it really? Rena. Well, in a way, it does sound a bit, you know, different from like the usual Japanese name that you really think about it. It fits the syllables, and it obviously must be a Japanese name. But it has that kind of sound to it where it wouldn't seem out of place, you know, outside of Japan as well. It's like if you like knew someone who's like, you know, say from where I live, like in the UK, just like someone of non-Japanese, you know, whatever, and they have that name and you just be like, you wouldn't think twice about it probably. Whereas if they had like Mion, for example, that sounds a bit more Japanese. I don't know. What kind of name is Rena, I wonder? What kind of kanji does her name use? You know, I don't really understand kanji really well.
Rena is a nickname. She has a proper name as well.
What, really? I was sure that Rena Ryuga was her full name.
Well, I can understand you making that mistake since we only call her Rena.
So if that's her nickname, which even I'd forgotten all about, to be perfectly honest, then there's gotta be some connection onto the name then. She even signs her name as Rena. It's like it's her real name in school. I wonder what her real name is. Let's ask her when she comes back. Look and Rika-chan looked at each other.
No need to ask her. She'll tell you what it is. It's the Ray from Ore and Na from Nara. Her real name is Rena Ryugu.
Rena, is it? So it's read out as Rena instead of Rena? That's a pretty interesting reading.
No, that's not it. Rena is the correct way. Rena told us that she wanted us to call her Rena. So we call her Rena.
So it's really like... Well, it probably has a different meaning, obviously.
Keiichi, Rena is Rena, you know. Only strangers call her Rena. You get where this is going?
I understood what Mion was saying. It does make sense, you know. A lot of people have nicknames, so like, if you're like not used to a person, you'll just, you know, call them by their, you know, actual name. If you actually know that much about them anyway. It doesn't matter what her real name was, only what names we used between us. Rena Ryugu is Rena. She's nobody older than that. So I was thinking if I had a nickname, you'd call me by that too? By that?
If it's good, so what do you want to be called?
Con Man. Did he actually say that? Rena then came back into the classroom. One of the juniors near the door told Rena people were looking for her. Interruption.
What's this now? Who's looking for me, I wonder?
There she goes again, repeating. Seeing that both Mion and I sneered. Well, if Ryugu doth show herself.
Conman, you're quite sinister. Ha 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 ha. What is this? It's Kunimichan or evil bailiffs. But bailiffs? A conman? You said the wrong words.
Damn you, Rena. Scare Ryugu. Today doth be when thou meetest sly maker. How about thee? What would be the equivalent of doing that in Japanese? No, because it'd be a bit different, isn't it? It's just like using Old English in this context. So what would the Japanese equivalent do?
Suki-san, Kaku-san, show them what for. Aye, aye, sir.
Makes me think of pretty, that does.
I expect my fee to be paid to my Swiss bank account.
Since it's come to this, we have no choice. We'll just have a grand battle with 5 people. Rena's fierce punches exploded in a proper timing to take out the seal. The evil that was Mion and myself was vanquished in the end. I do hope that Rena goes on a journey to make the world a better place. How about heading to Nagato-cho?
My destination is decided by where the cute stuff goes.
I don't even know what the hell's going on in this scene anymore. They do such random things, doesn't it? Well, you know, it's a rural area, but it feels like for them, there's not a boring day to be had. The toll of the bell signaled that break time was over.
Come on, Keiichi-kun, Mi-chan. The teacher's coming.
Pedro took Rena's hand and stood up. It was just as the teacher had entered the classroom. Just one more hour. Man, oh man. Got to buckle down for one more. That was an interesting scene. So her name technically isn't Rena, it's Rena. Rena, actually. I've noticed with Japanese names, like it's very, well, it's not very, but somewhat, well, I suppose it depends on actually the characters. Like, he's like, it's just like, what's the kanji for that? Because, you know, technically you could have a name that's like sounds like something, but isn't because of the way it's written. But nonetheless, I'm going to look in this dictionary here for Ray, because that probably has a meaning. Ray... Actually, shit, I forget. What is Ray? Ray... Ah, that's the one. Looks like the bigger version of the fancy H, as I call it. That's what this character looks like. In Hiragana, anyway. Where is it? Actually, before... Nope. Okay, it's right at the end there. It's near the end of the alphabet. Actually, no, it isn't technically the last one. Ray. Yeah, that's interesting. It's like it's got Ray, noun, example, Ray, thanks, bow, and shit, reward, blah. And then it's got Ray, noun, 0. But they're all written in different characters. So, with that in mind, I have no idea what the hell it could potentially mean. Rena. Rena. Na 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 na. It's up for na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. What is a word that just uses na and nothing else? Na 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 na. It literally has na here as a noun for name. What? Different characters as well. It's so confusing. I'm trying to from this try to get an idea what could a name mean. Okay, I'm gonna Google it. A second. Wait, is a Spanish name? Apparently means queen. Well, no wonder why I wasn't able to decipher that. And you know, that makes it so that Rena's name technically is of foreign origin, if it really is that. You know, the funny thing is, it means queen in Spanish, right? But the first result I got through a Google search was a male freaking Spanish football player. What's up with that? Anyways, let's continue.